Hello everyone, I'm Jinyu. Welcome to Jinyu Talks about the spleen and stomach. In previous programs, I often told my fans that they must eat well. Eating well is more important than anything else. But I guess many fans just listen without fully understanding the true meaning of the statement. Some fans even asked me back, can eating cure diseases? I want to tell everyone that if we eat right, eating well can really eliminate diseases. This is because our meals contain the nutrients needed for the normal functioning of our lives, such as proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals, especially protein, which is extremely important to the human body. Let me give a simple example. If we compare the human body to a house, protein is the brick. The quality of the bricks determines the quality of the house. If the bricks are not good, how can the house be good? Similarly, if the body does not have enough protein, it will become riddled with holes and susceptible to all kinds of diseases. A lack of protein can lead to a series of problems from head to toe. For instance, hair may become dry, dull, yellow, white, thin, split, or even fall out in large quantities. The skin may lose its luster, become loose, grow spots, sag, and age. It can easily lead to fatigue, lack of energy, drowsiness, memory loss, causing a decline in the function of all organs in the body, including physiological functions such as a decrease in sexual desire. A lack of protein can also cause many diseases. Here I think of a 56-year-old Sister Liu, who used to be an accountant in a company and was very particular about her diet for health and beauty. She has not eaten meat since she was about 30 years old, mainly vegetarian. But before retiring, she had all the symptoms I just mentioned, as well as digestive system problems. At the age of 45, she had her gallbladder removed due to gallstones, and now she has high cholesterol. And she is easily allergic to many foods, even eggs, which cause liver pain when eaten. Sister Liu's situation is very typical, caused by long-term low protein. When severe to a certain extent, the body's lack of protein can lead to heart failure and liver cirrhosis. So fans, remember, although being vegetarian is good, don't forget to supplement protein. I want to tell everyone that a light diet is good, but if you are in a turbid and toxic living environment, I do not recommend eating too greasy. But if you only eat vegetarian for a long time and the intake of protein is insufficient, serious problems will occur, just like Sister Liu. It's not worth it. Speaking of protein, many people may be a bit confused, but if I say a kind of protein, everyone will not be unfamiliar, and many people have used it, which is albumin. Albumin is a very famous protein produced by the liver. Albumin is very diligent and respectable. It has an important function, which is called in medical terms to maintain plasma osmotic pressure. This term is quite professional and not easy to understand. In fact, the main function of albumin is to maintain the total volume of human blood. The human body has about 6 or 7 liters of blood, and the body fluid does not change much, which is due to the role of albumin. When albumin moves forward in the blood vessels, it not only moves forward by itself but also carries the water molecules in the body forward. If there is the water in the body knows to walk along the blood vessels and the blood vessels. If the protein is less, the water will run wild. There is no leader, and it will run wild, run to the outside of the blood vessels, and edema will occur. Many doctors know that edema is caused by low albumin. So for severe edema, such as pleural effusion ascites or nephritis caused by systemic edema, doctors will use albumin. Theoretically, it is correct, but is the method appropriate? Because what the body can produce itself should not be given directly from the outside. Only the nutrients produced by the body are safer than those given from the outside. From an economic point of view, it now costs about 500 yuan to infuse 10 grams of albumin in the clinic. So we should eat well at ordinary times. Don't let the liver break off nutrition. Provide the raw materials for the liver, and the liver can continuously produce albumin. Produce when needed. Produce as much as needed. Very good. The raw materials required by the liver mainly come from daily life diet. Eating well seems simple, but whether you can eat well is this principle. There is one more thing that must be known. That is, using albumin alone can never achieve the effect of using nutrients, because the albumin injected intravenously can only be used as albumin in the body, and it is not likely to be turned into other proteins. If we give the raw materials directly to the liver will produce what kind of protein according to the body's needs. Of course, when the body lacks albumin, other protein deficiency symptoms will also appear. Only the amino acids absorbed from the intestines can be used as raw materials for protein, which will make the liver reach such a free and autonomous state. So the protein intake of the human body should be taken from food as much as possible. For example, Sister Liu likes to eat vegetarian, and the intake of protein is seriously insufficient. You can eat some protein powder in the diet to supplement the insufficient part. I will give you an example of albumin and protein, and you will understand. Albumin is like a bus in the body, and various substances cannot run around after entering the body. They have to go where they should go. For example, calcium is very good for the human body, and it cannot run around after entering the human body. If it runs to the wrong place, it is a disease. Calcium does not know where to go after entering the human body. It's okay, albumin knows. So as soon as calcium enters the body, albumin invites it to get on the bus, and then pulls calcium to walk all over the body, looking around to see where calcium is needed. If the muscle needs it, unload some to the muscle. If the nerve needs it, unload some to the nerve. If the bone needs it, unload some to the bone. After unloading, go to pull the next batch. Some substances produced in the body are also transported by albumin. For example, bilirubin, a substance released after the red blood cells are broken, cannot walk alone in the blood. Once it runs around alone, if it runs to the brain, people will be in a coma and life-threatening. As soon as bilirubin is produced, albumin combines with it and flows in the blood, restricting it from running around, and directly takes it to the liver for liver cells to process. Albumin makes us admire. In addition to the transport function of albumin, the liver can also produce many proteins like albumin, which are specifically used to transport various substances flowing in the blood, including nutrients. The vast majority of substances flowing in the blood are in a transported state, similar to buses or special lines. Where you want to go, you have to take what kind of car. These transport vehicles in the blood are basically all proteins. So is protein important or not? What is the purpose of our good meals? It is to absorb these nutrients from food and through the transportation of the spleen and stomach to all parts of the body. If we eat a piece of beef and turn it into our own flesh, it's that simple. At present, in the turbid and toxic living environment, many people are due to uneven diet or too many junk toxins in the food they eat, making the load on the liver, spleen, and intestines too heavy. And they're unable to metabolize the endogenous turbid and toxic substances, which is easy to cause various metabolic diseases. Why do people's bodies have more and more turbid and toxic garbage now? In fact, it is because the nature of food in nature has basically changed. Before, I told you that eating tomatoes can get a lot of vitamin C, calcium, lycopene, etc. And eating an egg can supplement how much protein or B vitamins for us. But in fact, these words have little meaning because the tomatoes we eat today are not the same as those 30 years ago. And the eggs now are laid by hens raised in cages. There was no such phenomenon 30 years ago. Tomatoes and eggs are not the same, and the situation has changed. In this situation, we're often in a turbid and toxic living environment, and everything cannot go back to 30 years ago. Social development is too fast, and if many of our fans and friends still stay in the past in terms of health, nutrition, and health preservation, there may be cognitive errors leading to health problems. For example, many people like to eat some high-grade tonics, ginseng, quartzite, dendrodium, etc., which are originally high-grade medicines and traditional Chinese medicine. The significance of high-grade medicines is that they can be taken for a long time without harming the body and can refresh the mind and extend life. If we can combine these food and medicine dietary foods with the essential protein needed by the human body and tell everyone through daily life diet, it can be digested and transformed by the stomach and intestines and normally metabolized by the liver, providing the energy needed by the body. This is to meet the needs of protein under the turbid and toxic living environment for modern people. So I have developed a protein powder specifically added to suit the physique of modern people and also can nourish yin and produce fluid, which is the high-grade medicinal material, and the food and medicine are the same, that is dendrodium. For these, many friends may not know, can use, do not understand the medicinal nature of dendrodium, which kind of person is suitable to eat. I will not talk about it today. I have talked about it in the previous program. You can go back to listen. The iron dendrodium protein powder is very good in terms of fan feedback because there are many kinds of protein powder on the market. I dare not say which one is good, but the protein powder I produce for everyone today has the effect of nourishing yin and detoxifying, and can also supplement the protein needed by the human body. If you're interested or do not know how to choose, you can leave a message in the comment area and I will help you take a look. Well, let's talk about this topic first. Thank you all for watching. I hope you subscribe to my channel and see you next time.